Well, sports fans, this is a serious raptor adventure here. Man, I am off in it right now. This is a top secret spot. It's so top secret I can't even tell you. Anyway, I found this last year, brought the raptor via truck and my cart, and I'm gonna go catch me some big bass. Boy, I'm off in it now. Looks like a Bigfoot dropped this across the roadway here to keep human beings out. Here's a great example. Look, I hear sometimes, well, you know, it got stuck here, it got stuck there. Well, get off the damn thing and pull it. I mean, my gosh, you know, like I'm gonna pull this puppy on around this thing and off I go. And some people will, you know, people sometimes like to complain just for the sake of hearing themselves talk. But here's an example. Well, I can't do that. Well, if you're that banged up, you're probably not going to be doing something this extreme anyway. So that's just, you know, I live in a world of reality, quite frankly. And for those of you that I like to walk everywhere, oh, I got news for you. You ain't walking in here, Chief, unless you want to prove a point, but you're not going to. It's too far. You know, oops, stuck. See that? Stuck for human hands. There we go, back in action. Well, guys, I must say I was very prepared. Let's see, I've got my pliers, I've got my tackle box, I've got my raincoat, I've got a little surprise in my pocket in case I get jumped by a cougar, I have got water, I've got a first aid kit. What could I be missing? Oh, my fishing rods. Hello. What a dummy. Well, in the interest of time, I was able to get my truck back here about to where I discovered I didn't have my rods. That's a testament that I didn't know if the truck would make it as far as the Raptor did. Look at them tires, they are all caked in mud, but that's okay. That's what it's for. Anyway, I'm always straight with you guys. So, as I was saying, let's let this adventure begin. There's a little pond right there. I'll bet you I'll pull one or two out of there. We'll see. Oh, there's a little one there. I guess you got to warm up to them a little. Got to crawl before you run. Damn, he was barely bigger than a lure. Alrighty, that's a start. This one's a little more like it. Oh, he's about a pound. The other spot, that was a nursery. So I moved one, although I did see one pretty nice one come up after my lure. I figured something's making all those babies. But he came up and bit a couple times and he just licked it. That's about it. In case you're wondering what I'm using, this is my go-to here. Little 4-inch Christie Critter. Of course, I'm using green today because it's St. Patty's Day and it seemed like the right thing to do. So just caught another little one. We will see. Well, that, my friends, that is a first for me, and I'm not sure that didn't require a little bit of skill. Holy smokes. Going through some mess now. Come on, baby. That cart's slowing me down. There we go. Need a little help, that's all. Dragging that cart through here is no picnic. You could say we're off in it. Got hung up here. There, give her a little kick. Come on, baby. There we go. Holy smokes. Might have to walk into this clear part here a little bit. See, I use the power to assist. This is a good example as well of just having to be a little smart about things until I get to a spot that is a little more reasonable, like here. And again, if somebody is so banged up that they can't do what I just did, odds are they're not going to be doing something, again, this extreme. Alrighty, back at it. There we go. I don't mind telling you, that was some rough going, man. I am tore up, tired. But here we are. The first bass coming up. Oh yeah. There he goes. Eat it, you. First little guy here. Oh boy. Look how dark he is. Beautiful. Holy smokes. What a gorgeous specimen. That would be a black bass. There we go, buddy. Right on. My goodness, again. Pretty fish. I've never in my life caught one bluegill on a rubber lizard, let alone two. Interesting. Let's see, we get over here. I'll leave the camera on for a second. Trying to save my battery. I've caught about, I don't know, 4 or 5 more little bass. I'm sure I'll catch one here, as this pond seems to be loaded with them. They're all small though, the ones I've caught anyway, but somebody's making those. Someone's making those babies. There we go. Go ahead, take it. And he's on. Oh, missed him. Okay, bass, where are you? We're running out of time here. Up in the tree. Get out of there. There we go. Well, it's getting a little late. I got a long ride back to the truck, even though it's a quarter of the way in. Nothing to speak of, nothing to brag of anyway. I caught 3 more bluegills and about 5 more of the same size bass. Didn't even bother turning the camera on. But nonetheless, it's been a beautiful evening. Weather couldn't be nicer. And not a soul around except for this fish that's on my line right now. Nope. Anyway. Going back to the car. Oh, we're going through a little bit of stuff here. And the Raptor plows right through. Not bad. Pulling my wagon too. People do ask me, is the front wheel drive or rear wheel drive better? Well, depends on what you want to do. The front wheel drive for rough riding like this, and which requires more power, is definitely advantageous, but you have to know how to drive it. In other words, you let the bike do the work. See, the front wheel drive bike, like this one, and like our Falcon, has more torque. Oh, let me give a little more. I'm kicking a little bit with my foot there, but see, we got through it. The rear wheel drive would have gotten bogged down. There's no question about it. So it depends on what you want to do. The rear wheel drive is more comfortable. It is heavier, it is bigger, harder to transport. Obviously, you see I'm partial. You see what I drive and have been driving for the last 8 years or so. That's a little thick. Let me see, I stepped off and I'm walking her just to get myself back in a place where I can ride, and that's perfectly okay. You know, it's not a dirt bike, but no other mobility scooter would do anything even close to this. I think you all know that, and that's pretty much the point. You know, it definitely will allow people to get where they wouldn't have gone otherwise, and it doesn't have to be on a flat paved fair or show, because I mean, how many times can you go to one of those? You know. Here we go through some more rough stuff. I am not helping the bike. It is doing it on its own. There we go. See, sometimes if you zigzag like this, it also gives it the ability to pull itself through. But I think you guys get the drift. So definitely front wheel drive is the way to go if you can learn how to drive a front wheel drive. And by the way, it's not hard. It's just the definition of insanity is to do the same thing again and again and then expect a different result. In other words, oh, couldn't quite make that run. Let's get through here. In other words, if your tire's spinning, you giving it more gas and driving it the same way and sitting in the same spot is not going to make the situation any different. So you need to change your throttle, your weight distribution, depending on the circumstance, and let the bike do the work. Here's another good example where I don't think many mobility scooters, actually I don't think any mobility scooters will go through this. I know I sound like beating a dead horse, but you know, I'm just trying to make people understand. I want them to enjoy the scooter and enjoy what it can and can't do. Boy, this is a rough area through here. I just gave her a little kick, and again. This is just ridiculous. So I'm gonna let the bike do the work. I'm gonna walk the bike. I got off the bike, letting the throttle do the work, and letting it plow on through here until I can get to a spot where I can ride again. Make sure I don't catch my fishing poles. There we go. Blazing a trail. 5-star scooter blazing the trail once again. Well, here we are, end of another day. I wish I had something more notable to have shown you fish-wise, but it was a good adventure. This truck was clean when I started today, and so was my Widow, so was the Raptor, the Widowmaker as it's known. Well, hey, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make a good omelet. Oh, by the way, people ask about it high center, and as you see, it really doesn't. It's because of the geometry. People, what's the clearance? What's the clearance? I'm like, don't worry about it. It's not going to high center. You saw some of those lumps and everything else I was going over. And if it does, you get off and you give it a kick, or you pull it out of harm's way, and off you go again. All right, everybody, till next time, take care, and God bless.